Welcome to beautiful Park City, Utah. I am here for reasons that are unrelated to YouTube, and I'll have a link in the description below to that video explaining why I'm here. But I thought I'd talk about the camera that I'm filming with right now, which is the DJI Osmo Action 3. If you're new here, my name is Susie and I do camera reviews and tutorials about compact, high-quality cameras for taking travel vlogs and videos. And so over the years, I've landed on action cameras as my preferred camera for vlogging in particular because of their size and compact nature and because the output has gotten really good over the years. And so this camera in particular, the DJI Osmo Action 3, I've made several videos about it in the past. But in this video, I want to tell you more about why I think it's the best action camera compared to its competitors, and also give you some updates on the firmware update features that just came out for this camera. Full disclosure, this video is sponsored by DJI, but as I do with my other camera reviews, I will remain objective and give you my honest opinions. So to start with, I believe that there are 5 features in particular that put the Osmo Action 3 ahead of its competition. And the first feature is the one that's actually the most favorite of mine. It's the reason why I reach for the Action 3 as opposed to something like the GoPro. And that is the fact that the Osmo Action 3 is now coming with a magnetic quick release for both horizontal mode and vertical mode. The quick release is so helpful because it makes it so easy to go between mounts. I don't have to fiddle with that GoPro thumb screw all the time. And also the fact that I can go from horizontal video to vertical video super quickly means that I'm more likely to use that feature. And even though horizontal video is my preferred form of video, you guys all know that because of TikTok and Instagram Reels, vertical video is becoming more and more important. You do have to use the included cage to go to vertical mode, but the fact that it's an option is so nice. But one little downside is that if you do want to adopt that quick release to all of your mounts, you would have to purchase enough of those quick releases to put on your mounts, so it's a little bit of an upfront cost, but in the long run, it's totally worth it if you want to take advantage of the quick release. The second reason why I love the Action 3 over other action cameras is because if I want to attach an external microphone like I'm doing right now, then I can do that without using an adapter. And most importantly, if I want to flip the camera around and film from the opposite direction, then I can do all of this without any changes in my audio quality if I'm using a wireless microphone like I'm doing right now. And so the one thing though about being able to attach an external microphone to the Action 3 is that it is restricted to USB-C microphones, and it's really optimized for using the DJI microphone, which is the one that I'm using right now. And if you guys have been following my channel for a while, then you know that I've already largely switched over to the DJI microphone. It's my primary microphone that I use in situations like this because it's so small and compact, and it comes with that charging case. So it's perfect for being part of my compact camera gear. And so the fact that it works really well with the DJI Action 3 is just a bonus. One other thing to note though is that if you're going to use another microphone that's not the DJI microphone, you may have to buy a third-party cage or something that has a cold shoe mount to attach that microphone to this camera. Again, the DJI mic plugs right into the side. There's no need for an external cage, but if you're using another microphone, then you might need to get one. The third feature that I think really sets apart the Action 3 from the competition is the fact that there's now 2 touchscreens. So the back-facing LCD is the biggest, and you can use that to preview your footage or change your settings as usual, but the front-facing LCD is now also a touchscreen. And so that's a really big deal for me because I often am shooting in other modes like time-lapse in particular or hyperlapse. I love those features on my action cameras. When I'm not shooting that, I want to be able to switch it back to video. And so a lot of times I forget to switch. And so this way I can easily double check the settings, and if I am indeed in the wrong mode, then I can quickly do that without flipping the camera around. The fourth big benefit to using the Action 3 is the fact that the startup time seems to be so much faster than previous versions or its competition. So whenever you press this on button or the quick start mode, this camera fires up really quickly. Related to that, I love that whenever I'm using that quick start mode, which I often do, and I'm done filming and I stop recording, the camera is supposed to automatically turn off, and that's what it does on other cameras. The Action 3 actually gives you a few seconds to cancel that. And you can actually tap the screen and you can keep the camera on in case you feel inspired to record a little bit more. And I find that that's often the case. Like I often do a quick start and then I stop recording and then I get inspired to film another segment or do a little bit more B-roll. And so I love the fact that I can keep the camera on if I choose to and not have to go through the whole startup process again. The fifth feature that I love about this camera that I am actively testing out right now and for this entire week is the fact that it is the most cold-resistant action camera on the market, according to DJI. And so I'm really testing it out here because today I believe it's about 18 degrees Fahrenheit, but if I wanted to, I could take this camera in as low as -4 degrees Fahrenheit and film for up to 150 minutes, which is pretty insane. And honestly, I don't really want to be in conditions that cold to test it out, but if you do film in conditions super cold like that, then this might be a great option for you. Now I can tell you based on my own testing that I've been filming today and yesterday for close to 30 minutes at a time. And this camera has done so well. It hasn't had any freeze-ups or bugs or any issues turning on or getting started. And the battery life has been a champ. I've still had more than 50% battery even after 30 to 40 minutes of filming in, about 18-degree Fahrenheit weather. So far, I do think that it indeed is a really good camera for using in cold temperatures. Now these last three features don't put the Action 3 ahead of competition per se, but it does put it more on par with them. And the very first one is the addition of an ultra-wide lens that gives you 150-degree FOV. So I'm actually using it right now, and even though you will get some distortion if your main subject is on the side of the camera, as long as your subject is in the center, it's actually really great for showing off your environment. The next feature they added is 4K 120 frames per second slow motion video, and the third feature is Horizon Steady, which has updated algorithms to allow you to shoot even more stable, balanced footage. And I want to wrap up this video by talking about 4 new features that were added to the Action 3 with the recent firmware update. The first one is enhanced image quality. So this is a toggle that you can set on or off, and it allows for enriched highlight and shadow details. So it optimizes dynamic range when you're in video mode. The next new feature is related to that, and that is 4K video, which you definitely want to use whenever you're shooting in high contrast environments because it retains more details in the highlights and the shadows. You can shoot an HDR video in up to 4K 30 frames per second using all forms of built-in stabilization. The third new feature that was added was 10-bit color depth. This allows you to record up to 1 billion colors so that you can have smoother color gradations when you're post-processing your video. And the fourth and final feature that was added is Rocksteady Plus, which is an updated, enhanced version of Rocksteady 3.0, which gives you even better built-in stabilization to your videos. In case you didn't know, action cameras are so good right now with their built-in stabilization that you no longer need tripods or gimbals. You can just hand-hold the video when you have enough adequate lighting, and you'll get ultra smooth, buttery footage. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope that this gives you some insight into why the Osmo Action 3 is actually a really great action camera and why it's been my preferred travel vlogging camera. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.